Nico's Rentis here, mentorsapproach.com. Today's email, I'm answering how to get around the barriers that stop you from getting to where you want to be. And by barriers, I mean situations that actually cause us to, think, are we making the right decision here? I got all these other people that rely on me. I have my wants and needs. I have somebody else's wants and needs, like my wife or my husband's. So it's a dynamic that we need to understand for ourselves so that we can plan for future 5 years, 10 years down the road, and make the right decisions. In this case, as an accountant that I've coached before, about 2 years ago, he started getting into a new career, and he finally got to where he wanted to be, and now he's reached the next level, the next stage of evolution of his career, of his life, of where he wants to start heading. So here we go. Hi Nikos, I would love to get your input on my current career situation. I'm 35 and I have been working for a firm as an accountant for about 2 years. They offered me a new contract and it is nowhere near what I deserve. So awesome that you've reached that level of understanding where your value is, because 2 years ago you had just gone back to school, finished, and you were trying to figure out where you're at, where you're going, what's next in life, and what job are you going to get and where are you going to head. And you had the family issue, which you get into now, and we're going through the same repeated loop of where you were 2 years ago, but now it's a little bit different. It's changed, and it's great that you're questioning this, trying to figure out what's next. I work long hours. The salary is just not there. I see your post on Instagram and love the go get what you deserve attitude you've developed, but I have a mortgage and 3 kids and a wife that says she loves me, but the fights over money are horrendous. Dude, it's normal. It's part of life. You're going to have these fights with your wife because when the value of money, she sees your value and she says to herself, why aren't you making more money? We can do it together. This is a team thing. She's asking you to work with her on where you're at. So, and it's normal because she has wants and needs too. You got to look at her wants and needs. You got to look at your family's wants and needs, and you got to understand where she's coming from. And once you do that, it will be easier to make some life decisions. What would you advise? Try to negotiate some more or quit? Interestingly enough, you just said negotiate more with this firm or quit. My values are my own, right? And I look at my values and I say, where do I stand? I am valued at this much money per hour. Am I getting it at this firm? Well, no. Did I try to negotiate? You're saying, should I negotiate some more? Did you try? Did you negotiate hard enough? Did you prove to them that your value is up here, not here? Some firms, and I go through this with a lot, like it's not just accountants, it's every type of company, right? But some firms aren't going to pay you what you deserve. That's that. And when we get stuck in a firm for a while, you're gradually going up very slowly. You're not going to have that leap that you're looking for. So you've been doing accounting for 2 years. Well, that value, if you left and you went to another job, another firm, and they're offering for the same type of job a pay increase of 10 grand, the person that's there is not going to jump to the 10 grand. They're looking for an external person to take that job because they want a new talent to come in. So the question always comes down to, at your current firm, if there's a position available and there was an increase of 10 grand, would you get it? Have you seen people come into certain positions like that over the last 2 years? And depending on how big the firm is, but have you seen what they offer to the new employees? Do you know? Okay, when a posting comes up, do you understand where it's headed? Many aspects. You have 3 kids. So the question is, do you quit? No, you don't quit. You can't quit because you have 3 kids. The only way you could quit is if you had planned out over the last 2 years that in 2 years or 3 years, I'm going to reserve X amount of money and I'm going to quit if I don't get my pay raises as I want them. So what you want to do is start looking for new jobs. Okay, start looking for a new opportunity that will get you to that value that you think you deserve. Very simple. The steps that I would take are to sit down and start talking with your wife openly and honestly. You love her, she loves you, and unless things have changed over the last few years, I remember clearly that she was super supportive of you going back and doing your accounting designation. So I mean, is this an opportunity for you to sit down and say, this is where we're at, this is what we're going to do, what do you think? And there's different options. Now, you don't have the MBA yet. Maybe it's time for you to go back to school and start doing something part-time while you're there. Okay, so you can elevate to the next stage. Or maybe it's just a matter of, hey, I'm going to start applying to different jobs, and it might be that we need a move. It might be that you need to start looking for another job if I decide to take a job in another city. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're about an hour away from one of the big cities that you're living at. So would it be that you have to drive for a while until she found a job? The planning is all about how you're going to walk through the process of making sure your wife's happy, your kids are happy, your kids are getting all their needs met, and that your wife is able to sustain her self-growth. And as long as she's doing that, then you won't have a problem figuring out what to do. It's quite simple. Don't quit. Start looking for different opportunities. It might be the opportunities down the street. You never know. And it might be that you want to do something else on your own, like a consulting gig or something in that line. So plan out with your wife, sit down, have open discussion, have something ready with a list of things that you want to do, and also have ready your emotional status. This is how I feel. This is what's going on in my head, and this is what area I'd like to go and pursue if we have that opportunity. Work it through with your wife, because your wife is that person that's going to help you make the right decisions at the right time. Take your time with it. Walk through each process. And what I would do is start looking at firms that have similar environments and similar jobs that you could switch over to. Every 2 to 3 years, switching a job is not a bad thing. It's a great thing. It gets you the experience you need to go to the next level. You are where a 22-year-old or 23-year-old would be coming out of university. Most people that I coach think that they come out of school and they're going to get a $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 job. It's not doable. They end up going in around 30 to 40 to 50,000. They will get used. They will get pushed around. It's a learning experience, and you want to stick around for X amount of time until you can find the next opportunity. Jumping around for the first 5 years in a new career is needed until you find that place where you know the structure will be there. When you go out there, negotiate what's going to happen. Usually companies will say, hey, we'll bring you on for a 3-month contract, then give you a contract. Negotiate that next one by making it evident that you need to know that if you're making 50, 60,000, you're not going to leave right now to take the risk on them unless you know that you're going to be jumping into a $70,000 to $80,000 contract. You need that increase. You need benefits. You need all that stuff. You can't leave 3 kids without benefits. You can't leave 3 kids without the opportunity to have everything all their needs met. That security is critical. Take the time. Think about what I said, and always get on a coach call. I'm willing to spend an hour, and I can do it with just you or with your wife, so we can come up with a concrete plan of where you need to go, so that that plan follows through, and in a couple years down the road, you've structured that planning so you're happy, your wife is happy, your kids are in a place where their needs are being met, and you can live that life you've always wanted to live. If this message is of value, or if somebody will have value out of this message, please share it with them, and please connect through YouTube, through Instagram. Please like and share, and I'm going to be publishing more videos. I got some great emails this year. This is Nikos Rentas, mentorsapproach.com. Thank you.